Good morning. Welcome to Monday Mindset. Today is February 2nd, 2026, and we are launching compasscoachingonline.com. And I hope you go out there and check it out. It's a great platform that's going to give you a lot of value and benefit. And there's a free section, so even if you don't want to subscribe, you're still going to get Monday Mindsets are out there. You're going to get some AI bites from Charles and some marketing minutes from Crystal. This whole process started actually back in March of 2024. I was writing one day in my prayer journal thinking about retirement, and this idea of sales coaching came to me for the first time. I thought about being maybe a life coach, but not a sales coach. And all of a sudden I got excited. I told my wife about it. It's like, I think this is what I want to do when I retire. And so the next week I called my good friend Charles Gordon. And Charles is a serial entrepreneur. He started many startups and had a lot of success. So I wanted to get his advice on it. And he told me, he said, you need to do a subscription plan. I know you love the one-on-one coaching, and that's great, but you need to do a subscription plan. And I was like, okay. And I listened, but in my mind, it's like, no, I'm not comfortable with that. That's that tech stuff, websites. That doesn't fit me. I'm not really comfortable with that. So sure enough, June 2024, I started coaching, and a year later, in March of 2025, I had over 60 clients on a waiting list, and I was at full capacity. And I talked to Charles again. He goes, you need to look at that subscription plan so you can help more people and you can scale your business for less cost and it can help people. And I was like, yeah, you're right. And then he was telling me at the same time something he was doing with AI. How he was using these AI tools that he was creating to help his agency be more efficient and save money. And I was like, wow, that's really cool. I said, would you be willing to coach some of my clients? Maybe we could offer some AI training, some live training sessions. And he said, sure. So we in July started this whole AI training with Compass Coaching. And we were excited because it was live training and we didn't see that anywhere else on the internet. And we soon, about a month or two in, realized why. When you're doing AI training, you have different levels of knowledge that different people have. You might have someone who's really competent with it and they use it regularly, or someone like myself who doesn't even know how to spell AI. And when we're all in a live class together, Charles answers a question for someone who's at a high level and I'm just completely lost. Or if he's answering my question, the guy that's way up there is like completely bored. So we realized we needed to create a platform where people can go at their own pace and get the training that they need for AI. So we decided to start Compass Coaching Online at that time. And it was really interesting. We failed fast and we failed forward and we were building it. And while we were doing that, I had another client, Crystal Tosh, who is an expert in marketing, digital marketing, and with social media. And I saw a lot of my clients had needs in that area and didn't know really how to approach it. So I asked Crystal, would you be willing to do some training for my clients? So she did a training session and everybody loved it. And I got so much feedback like, oh my, this is so helpful. We really needed this. I don't know if I can afford to coach with her, but boy, I would love to be a part of it. And I asked Crystal, would you be willing to be a part of our platform? And now we have this very unique platform that has, digital marketing training, strategy, then the futuristic AI that's always changing. And if you don't understand AI, you're going to be left behind. You're going to be a dinosaur. You got to learn this. And then my sales coaching and leadership coaching with John Maxwell. I'm a John Maxwell leadership coach. And I have all these things we can put together in one place. And I'm so excited about it and that it's launching today. But as you might say, well, John, what's this have to do with Monday Mindset? Well, as I was going through this, I have my own coach and we were talking and he said, you seem so relaxed about this. And I said, I am. And he goes, why? And I said, it's an interesting thing. When I do something that I am good at inside my comfort zone, I actually sometimes have more stress about those things because I have the illusion that I can control the outcome, which we all know that's not true. Only thing we can control is our thoughts and our actions. So our thoughts and actions, then we have to accept what the outcome is. And that's where you get peace. But when I'm outside my comfort zone, when I really don't feel like I have the ability or the skill or the talent, you know what I do? I lean into my faith that God is a good God and he's going to take care of me and it's going to work out. And I learned this from my mom, who taught me one day. We were planting seeds in the garden. She said, John, when you put a bean down, you sow a bean, what comes up? I said, a bean. She goes, when you sow corn, what comes up? I said, corn. She goes, what if you sow a bean and you tell everybody it's corn? What's going to come up? I said, a bean. She goes, that's right. You reap what you sow. And that principle is a principle that many people understand. We hear it karma. You hear the gurus of abundance say, if you sow goodness, if you sow love, if you sow harmony, whatever you sow, you put into the universe, it's like a mirror and the universe will give it back to you. Well, that principle is something that I have faith in, I have peace in, because I know what we are building is good. I know that we're going to help a lot of people. I'm putting my heart, my passion into this because I want to help people and I want to encourage, inspire, motivate. And so does Charles and so does Crystal. So I have a real peace about this. So what's the lesson for you this week? You have an opportunity this week to go out and sow good. You have an opportunity. You're going to have negative things come at you. You're in the insurance business. You're going to have negative things. You're in the real estate, whatever business you're in, you're going to have negative things come at you, right? But if you give it grace, forgive people, that's good. If you have kindness, that you're positive, you give service, you go out and help people, that's good. And you will have a good week. I'll talk to you next Monday.